Hello everybody, Bradley here, and welcome back to our science game as Japan. It is shaping up to be an absolute banger of a game. I'm having lots of fun playing it. I really do hope you enjoy this video. Before we hop in, if you would like to let me know anything, feel free to let me know in the comments below. I try and respond as much as I can to the comments. I'm taking a lot of suggestions there as well. A lot of my videos recently have been suggestions from the YouTube comments, so that is available for you. Also, come and check out the live stream. We've had a lot of people come from YouTube over the last couple of streams and come and say hello. That link is in the description. I know streaming's not everyone's thing, but even if you just pop in and say hi, it's always really cool to see people come over from the YouTube channel and say hello when we're playing Civ live. It also has a different feel to it. On this, we're very analytical. I'm playing by myself without an audience, without chat. On stream, it's a wild affair. We're currently playing a game where we're just going to war for it's so fun. So check out the live stream if you haven't yet already. Also, the Civ Give is happening on December 20th. I don't want to talk about it too much here because people might watch this video after the Civ Give, but if you haven't checked it out, there'll be information in the description below. It's a charity event we are doing on December 20th. There is 9 Civ content creators, myself included, involved. It's going to be a multiplayer match. It's going to be lots of fun. If you haven't yet booked the day off work, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, you can check all that info in the description below. Otherwise, thank you so much for being here, and let's rock on as Japan. All right, so it's been about a week since I hopped into this game for part 1, and we are in a very, very good position here. We've managed to be friends with kind of all of the neighbors that could come and murder us, which on Deity is very, very important. Also, we're not behind in science in any meaningful way. Playing on Deity is pretty much just a game of how comfortable are you for being behind for most of the game, and we are doing just fine there. The only thing that I would criticize myself a little bit for doing at this point in the game is building this campus here. This is a really good campus, but the problem is I can't really put any districts next to it, and Japan is really, really strong at getting adjacencies for having districts next to the or next to each other rather. And so maybe putting this campus over here might not have been as good of a campus right away, but it would have allowed me to put another district here that would have been really good. And so just a small little mistake there, I think, for this campus, but otherwise we're not behind in any meaningful way, which is awesome. We still have Bologna we want to take over there. We're going to build the government plaza and ancestral hall before we keep spamming settlers out. We still have lots of land that we can settle in all directions. So once this settler makes it up here, that'll kind of be our 2 cities in this area, and then we'll just focus on this land over here that we can grab for ourselves kind of whenever we like. It's just a small thing, but you have to be really, really careful. You have to try and remember why you built certain things, right? Like we put Takamatsu here because we wanted the tiles underneath the wonder here, right? So if we just allow him to grow into this tile, right, that the whole point of settling here was specifically for these 2 tiles. So we're going to buy this tile here with gold. It's nice to work the 4-2 right away, of course, but mostly it's because that was the whole point of settling up here was to do that. So it's really important that we actually go and grab those tiles before Barca can. Anytime you're planning on playing around industrial zones, we're definitely going to put one in Gifu. We're definitely going to put one in Takamatsu. We're probably going to put one in between these 2 horses here. And so there's going to be a couple industrial zones this game, which isn't actually my normal play path, so I'm a little bit uncomfortable with it. But because industrial zones cost production to make, you need to give them as much time as possible to pay themselves off, so they start giving you a net positive amount of production. And so we're going to rush there as soon as we can. All right, so we finally won a settler race. I know we lost the one up here where Barco was, but they're bringing a settler up here too, and we managed to beat them to it. So this will be perfect for us. It's the only place we can settle up here, and that'll be that. The rest of our settles will be over in this area that belongs to us anyway. And then these cities here, I'm getting walls right away. I know we're friends with people. I don't trust them for a second. We need to be able to defend ourselves. Now that we have Ancestral Hall done, we're going to combine it with the 50% production towards Settler card. We're going to be able to produce settlers fairly quickly in Kyoto, but also the settlers will start with a builder, which is awesome. So when we settle these cities over here, we will get builders with them, which is exactly what we want for the rest of our cities here. We have 5 cities right now. We're probably looking for at least 8, hopefully closer to 12, but kind of depends on space and what we're able to achieve on that front. The only thing is Kyoto is a great city for district placement as well, so not getting districts here early on is kind of lame, but otherwise we should be totally fine. Since this is going to be the Ruhr Valley city and we're going to want lots of mines here, I'm going to go 1 mine, 2 mine, 3 mines here, and then I can chop out the stone to put the industrial zone down. But that means we can boost apprenticeship instead of finishing it off because we are going to put down the 3 mines. Then we can circle back and come back for the aqueduct here. We are going to boost this with ancient walls as well. You know what? We're going to boost both of these. We're going to go for construction then because we're not building a watermill. We're going to boost all this stuff. So then we're going to come back and grab the aqueduct so we can put that down next to this industrial zone as soon as possible. We're really close to circumnavigating as well. I wouldn't be surprised if we were the first to do that for 5 era score, which pushes us into the range where we might be looking at a golden age. So we might want to start thinking about that. The first kind of big breaking point in the game for a science victory is this 100% campus adjacency bonusy. Or what am I saying? 100% campus district adjacency bonus. The bonusy? I don't even know what I just said. Honest to God, I have no idea the words I just put. I've even been awake this morning. I had coffee. I watched the Spurs Arsenal game. Like, I am awake and ready to go for this recording. Anyways, natural philosophy is fantastic. I'm going to combine it with some great scientist points per turn. We don't need the trade route. +2 gold per trade routes anymore. That's totally fine. And that'll give us a little bit of a boost right now, but we have a bunch of good campuses, including a +5 and a +3 campus already down. So that should be a good little boost for us. Let's confirm that. Can I go back to that? Wait a minute. All right, here we go. Yeah, that's what I want to confirm this, please. There we go, up to 41. And 41, 42 puts us, like, in the hunt. Like, we're ahead of Hammurabi, which makes a lot of sense because he's got that -50% boost. But, like, we're in the hunt. We're not too far behind. And at turn 74, if you're not too far behind the AI, that's perfect. You usually don't start eclipsing them until, like, turn 120 to 170 somewhere, depending on the game. So we're in a good spot. Wouldn't mind grabbing defensive tactics next. I really, really enjoy being able to build walls quickly in all my cities. Trusting the Deity AI is a tough proposition. Let's see if we circumnavigate here. I think it might be a couple turns after this. Yeah, 1 or 2 more turns. All right, part of the city-state takeover strategy is to grab Amani and throw her in the science city-state that's available. This is after we got grants with Pingala. Grants is really, really important. We're going to take Amani and chuck her in Bologna as a step 1 to taking over Bologna there. There's the circumnavigation. That is 5 era score. Big, big good there. 6 left, 9 turns. This is achievable. I think this is an achievable golden age. We'll go for it. I don't have enough faith for monumentality, really, so I don't know if it's that important, but it's definitely something for us to take a look at. Also, the scouting is really important because the more tiles on the map that I can see, the more I can search for wonders, right? We need a few wonders to achieve this victory in a timely manner, and so being able to search the map and have an accurate representation of what people are building is quite important. Ooh, and we found Fez, so 2 science city-states, very important we grab both of those. Also opens up a Kilwa play. Not that we have anywhere to build the Kilwa, but it does open up the play if we can get it. All right, we got our 1, 2, 3 mines here. We are good to go. We can start building industrial zones. We're also going to look to get one up here in Okayama as well. How many turns is that going to take? 12. I don't think I can buy this tile. I was going to lock the district in to save a little bit on the production cost, but I can't quite buy the tile yet. That's all right, though. Just so you guys know, we are working into the industrial zone portion of this game, and we're still trying to settle some interesting cities over here. Time to rush the aqueduct like we talked about so we can grab some adjacencies for the industrial zones we might want to put down. We didn't quite hit the golden age. I didn't try particularly hard for it. There's just not much here that I think would have been super helpful for us this particular golden age. I think if we can save some era score and try and grab one of the better golden ages later in the game, if we had had a little more faith, it might have been enticing, but I think for now we're fine to go in with a regular age here. All right, with aqueducts down, the next big move for us is to come up for universities. Those will be quick and easy-ish to build in a lot of our campuses, and we'll start boosting our science for us. I'm going to head towards alliances. Alliances are going to play a critical part in our strategy later in the game. And then we're going to go up to Merchant Republic for our government. We have found Hercules, and Hercules is going to build our districts for us, which is awesome, especially at that 3rd district when you don't have a lot of production in your cities. Like campuses and industrial zones, we will build on our own. But theater squares, commercial hubs, kind of that 3rd district, some holy sites maybe, that we're going to be putting down that I don't want to spend a lot of time and production on. We're going to grab Hercules to fix up for us, which is amazing. I think I'm just going to commit to settlers here until we're running out of space, right? It's not even turn 100. Typically, you want to keep expanding till like turn 120-ish in most games. And we're already at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cities going down. We need at least 8. We're going to have room for what looks like at least 10 good cities. And so we'll just keep on keeping on. Like I said, though, maybe Hercules comes down here and just slaps the district down really quickly, so we don't have to spend production on it in Kyoto, and we can keep working on settlers. So lots of good options for us. Aqueduct going right around, right away for adjacency. You want your industrial zones to be as efficient as possible, so we will come back and grab the workshop as soon as the aqueduct is done. All right. Next city down. Awesome, awesome. And it comes with that builder, which is huge for us. And this settler's heading up. Let's not go that way. Oh, I don't want to go through the volcano, really. I want to come up this way, though. I don't want to come up here and maybe prompt him to take our settler if our friendship ends. So we're just going to sneak up this way. All right, the takeover of Bologna is complete. Fantastic stuff. Up to 48 science. It's not great. It's not great, but we're still in the game. We are still in the game here, ramping up. 105, not too bad at all. We're doing good. I found a builder. Will we acquire the builder? Stay tuned. I don't know how we're even going to get it back if we do. It's a very long way from home. But we will try to acquire this builder and bring it all the way back. All right, now that we've kind of spam settled a little bit here, we kind of blocked people in. That's kind of our path here. We've kind of blocked people in. He's going to have a hard time kind of getting out this way now, which leaves us this area to probably settle as well. We can still settle a city down here fairly easily. Now that we have Bologna, it looks like there's a city up here we might want to settle. There's lots of room over here, especially if it's on a different continent that looks appealing for us. Yeah, Asia, America here. We'll have different luxury resources than Congo Cretan. And so it's interesting that we still have so much room. These highland maps are massive. This is just a small highland map. So it's a very, very, very large map for a small map. So coming over here, maybe snagging up this ivory would be good. Getting a coastal city with a decent harbor might be nice. I have no idea. But it does give us lots of options for settlers. All right, now that we have universities, I'm going to circle back for crossbows just so we can form a little bit of a defense in case someone declares war on us. Then we're going to come up and go straight for our Ruhr Valley. Once the Ruhr Valley is online, that'll boost this game very, very fast in our favor. And so we want to get this Ruhr Valley down as soon as possible. Not in the least because the AI is ahead of us right now, and if they get to Ruhr Valley first, they might build it. Also, keep in mind, you want to be able to play to the advantages you have in the game. So our Pantheon gives us extra culture towards plantations. So I'm focusing on all these tiles here that have plantations when I'm trying. This builder's going to the citrus, right? There's some chops here that are good. There's some other things we can do that are probably great. Getting this iron would be a good look as well, right? But because we took the Pantheon for culture from plantations, we might as well do our best to abuse that Pantheon, or else it wasn't really worth taking, right? So there's 2 more culture we're going to grab right there. And that's a good way to try and take advantage of the things you are doing in the game that you might not be able to take advantage of if this was another game. Also, having double citrus and stuff to trade is great as well. Right, so we just need to find someone that we can trade our extra luxury resources to that doesn't already have them. We have spices and citrus, and they're extra. We don't want to trade away our silk, but we have extra. He's going to give us 22 gold per turn for both of these, which is fantastic for 30 turns. So we shall take that deal immediately. And you can kind of shop them around to see who's going to give you the best deal as well. I'm going to use Hercules here to finish up 2 campuses, one right here in Kyoto, and then one right here in Osaka. And that way we can still produce other things that we're looking at, but Hercules will finish up at least the base campus for us for a little bit more science. And then we'll circle back to finish the libraries when we can. Update, we have acquired, it's spelled with an A, Brad. We have acquired the builder. I have no idea how we're getting it home, but we're going on a trip. We can swim the builder. I don't know if it'll go along the oh god. Okay, we gotta try and bring this thing back. Stay tuned to see if we get this builder back to our city here. All right, so we have unlocked alliances now. We are going to need alliances. They are going to play a critical part in our democracy trade route strategy later in the game. But you want to be careful about which alliances you get with who. Normally, I'll go with a cultural alliance with my closest neighbor on Deity. It's unlikely that I'll have high enough population to flip anyone else's cities in the game, but it is likely that they might be able to flip mine. So a cultural alliance with someone who's close to you will completely negate the loyalty effect of your citizens, which is usually worth it. And then if we are trading with other people, right, you don't want to give a research alliance next to someone next to you who's already ahead of you in science, if that's what you're going for. So you just need to be a little bit careful which alliances you give out and with whom. But mostly speaking, we're going to do an economic alliance with Hammurabi. That should be totally fine. I think here with Poundmaker, we'll try and go for a cultural alliance. He's got a high population. What does he want? 4 for 30. It's a work in progress. I'm not going to pay for it. But we'll try and figure it out. We'll do a religious alliance over here. You want 13 gold, that's totally fine. But you just kind of want to shop around your alliances. They are going to be really important, though, so we need quite a few of them. I think we're going to go with one final settler. We're slowly starting to run out of room. I've settled an aqueduct city here, so a city that's not on fresh water. We're going to put an aqueduct right here with a campus right here, and then probably an industrial zone next to the aqueduct. I'm not sure if that's really the best way to do it, but hey, it's at least something. We do have to start focusing on theater squares and commercial hubs as well. But we do have some campuses and libraries and stuff, universities being built in all of our cities. So our science is slowly going up. We're up to 90 per turn. We're going to try and hit that inflection point where we have more science per turn than there are turns in the game. And if we can hit that by turn 120, I think we'll be in a good spot. All right, we hit the inflection point here. We have hit 114 science per turn on turn 113. Like I said earlier, we can't really ignore the other districts we need as well. So I got a couple theater squares on the way. One here with 1 turn left, one here with 5. Even before we finish the universities, if you go too far ahead with science, but don't keep up with your culture, your whole strategy at the end is probably not going to work too well. You want to be keeping up with both. The next thing we're going to look at is a couple commercial hubs and probably a holy site or two so we can keep rebuying Hercules as we go along. Otherwise, things are absolutely cruising. And I also think this is a great point to cut off this video. We are doing well. We have eclipsed our science per turn. Whatever this ratio is, like you have more science per turn than turns in the game at turn 113. If you can achieve that by turn 120 in most games, you are doing great. We have a higher science than Hammurabi, even if he had it doubled. So even if he was running at regular science, we have more than him. We have more than Dido. We have more than Hungary. We are lagging behind these guys a little bit, which is totally fine, though. I feel like we'll be able to eclipse them very shortly. Otherwise, perfectly standard science game. We got a lot of cities, right? You want 8 to 12. Closer to 12 is better. Lots of campuses in there, lots of campus buildings going down. We have the campus adjacency cards, really pumping up those science numbers. We are able to supplement our gold with good trades, trading our extra resources, being friendly with people, not going to war, not having any war weariness, not having a big army we have to pay for. So that's going really well. The only ding against our record right now is probably the lack of theater squares, which are going down. And then also, no trade routes, right? Like 3, 4, 5 trade routes would be a little bit better right now. Otherwise, though, perfectly standard science game. I feel good about winning this one fairly early in the game, or earlier than you might expect. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a thumbs up on the video and let me know what you thought in the comments. I love hearing from you guys as well. In addition, in the description below, there are links to Twitch, Twitter, Discord, and Patreon. The Twitch is for our live stream. We stream Civ all the time, and I love when the YouTube folks come over there and say hello. The Patreon is if you want to throw a little extra support at the channel. It also has the same Discord benefits as the Twitch subs. Right, I wanted to make that a fairly equal thing. So if you don't like Twitch, but you're like, hey, I'd love to be in the subsection of the Discord, that is there for you on Patreon as well. I believe it starts at $3 a month or something. I think that's it, though. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in part 3.